Chem strike available. Friendly chem strike incoming. Soldier, your sentry gun is ready.
What up, Donna?
Good morning, you beautiful people. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today. Welcome, everybody. It is finally here. Black Ops 3. Welcome to my first game and my first game session sort of rant review of this game. Now, this is going to be entirely unprofessional and just not structured at all. This is going to be very emotional and very just stream of consciousness, how I feel about the game as it is right now. And the gameplay behind you is, by the way, my first game ever of this game. And you will be quite surprised with the score that I get. This is a fantastic game, and I'll leave it at that. Anyway, how do I feel about Black Ops 3? Black Ops 3 has a lot of potential. However, it is missing that potential so badly right now. It is one of the most inconsistent Call of Duties I've ever played. I've played a lot of Call of Duties. I've played Call of Duty ever since, you know, around Modern Warfare 2, you know, at least very strongly the multiplayer wise, but I've been to every single midnight release since Modern Warfare 3, so I've done this quite a bit before, and it is the best part about Call of Duty and gaming in general, just staying up late and the anticipation, and then it goes all downhill as soon as we start playing the game, but reality sets in, all that sort of stuff. But I can say with sheer honesty that the connections in this game are the best they've ever been in Call of Duty and the worst they've ever been in Call of Duty. And that is exactly as infuriating as that sounds, because this first game, it was great. And this first like couple games, like 5-6 games, it was fantastic. It was perfect. It was great. But then Beebs, you know, I played with Beebs, and ever since we started, he's like, my bullets aren't working, you know, I'm on him, and I'm not getting kills, the time to kill is so slow, and I was like, what are you talking about? Like, this is amazing, it must be your connection. And he's like, I don't feel like I'm lagging, but this is awful. And so I was like, okay, well, let's see if you're the party leader, what happens there. And after a couple games, when he was party leader, he was having the time of his life, and his bullets were working, and it was fantastic, exactly like I described the first couple games. Except me, I was the one with the terrible connection. I was the one with the awful gaming experience, and I could not win even an unfair gunfight in my advantage. You know, I couldn't get the jump on anybody and kill him, just because the connections were just so terrible. And the auto aim, I'm not sure, I'm positive this is the same issue, but the auto aim actually drags you off of the player model at least, so that we are aiming in a different area. Look at that first half, 5-0, good job, Donuts. Camping like a pro. But yeah, it's just the connections and the auto aim are so strong, and there's a weird mixture of the two. It's, in my opinion, it's a lot different than it is in the beta. The beta was more consistent overall, but it's very, very inconsistent, and I don't like it. And as of now, I really don't feel like putting up with it, and that's my initial kind of reaction to it. And you beautiful people are probably all aware of the positive stuff about this game. So that is the biggest negative in my eyes. That's the most blatant negative that I can think of. And in a way, I'm very disappointed. But then again, mentally, I prepared for it. Like, this is a Treyarch title. This is exactly what they've given us with every single installment of their Call of Duty game. And this follows the exact suit. It's a terrible, terrible connection experience, and that is exactly what they've given us in the past. So it's something that I expected, but I'm still very much disappointed. Other than that, connections aside, because I think we all sort of knew that the connections would be terrible, I like this game. I do. It's hard for me to say because it's like a Treyarch title and the connections are terrible. Or I shouldn't say the connections are terrible, the connections are inconsistent. However, there is a lot of fun to be had in this game. You know, we are back to the traditional strategic Call of Duty, and I have been able to outsmart people. I've been able to hear people with footsteps, and I have been able to outthink people, which is something that Call of Duty needs to fill that void in my heart, at least in my opinion. At least that's my reason for playing Call of Duty and all that sort of stuff. But there are a couple things that bother me and worry me, quite frankly. And again, I don't mean this to sound super negative. Like, I do enjoy the game, or I would enjoy the game. But I just have it in my brain that you beautiful people are all hearing the positive stuff and all hearing the praises of this game and getting all hyped up. But I kind of want to bring us back down and really take a critical look at what we're getting. And what I am mainly concerned about is the kill streaks and the specialist abilities. The kill streaks I'll talk on, because I feel that they're not going to be that fun. The Hellstorm missile has received a much needed nerf. The homing missiles are not as strong anymore, which is fantastic. I feel like it is at a good spot where it is right now. I do feel like that is perfect. However, I do worry about the UAV, and this is really my main concern with the kill streaks, because I do love the score streak system. I think they've done a really good job balancing it in terms of how well you do and rewarding those and all that sort of stuff. I do feel like that is a well balanced dynamic that they've done. But the UAV is just so overpowered. It is incredibly overpowered. It is being spammed so many times. You need to put on the default launcher on every single class, and you need to have a launcher on every single class. It is necessary, because if you're not shooting down UAVs for half the game, then you're going to be appearing on those UAVs, and results, you're going to die because of being on those UAVs, which is unfortunate that they did not raise how much score it needs or nerf it in some way. I honestly think it just needs to be raised in score. That's all it needs to do, so it's less common. And to be perfectly honest, it's exactly what I said before. I am shooting down every single UAV as soon as it gets called into the air. So if you're on the enemy team, when I'm on the enemy team, your UAV will be useless. First death, 16-0. I'm just pointing that out. That was you know, we do what we can, you know. But anyway, here we go, shooting down UAV as we speak. Good job being on topic, Donuts. But yeah, it's very disheartening, and I really hope that as soon as more kill streaks become available, that we can get that UAV spam out of here. Maybe they will buff the score it takes or increase the score it takes so that they nerf the UAV. I really hope and believe that's exactly what we need to happen, because it is the most powerful kill streak, and it is not worth where it's at right now. It should be worth more. So that's where I feel about that. In terms of perks and stuff, it's basically what I said in the beta. However, I do feel that Amplify and Awareness is going to be... Look at that glitch. Oh, it's so great. I love that ability. I do feel like Awareness and Dead Silence are going to be a little bit more powerful now. Now that I've played the beta without Amplify a little bit. Footsteps, I still do think are very well done, but I just don't think that it's as free of a perk system as I once believed in the beta. But it is still a very solid, good perk system. What else? Weapons. I can't really say on the weapons because of the connections. Specialists. These are another thing that I'm really concerned about. I want to talk about Halo 5 in the future, and what I will say about Halo 5 is that I feel that Halo is a great game until you introduce power weapons. I'll explain that in that video. However, the specialist abilities feel like power weapons in Call of Duty, and that's not a good thing. You know, purposefully putting in something that is overpowered, given to everybody, it's not fun. It sucks the fun out of gameplay, because when I come up into a gunfight, and Call of Duty is all about gunfights, and you automatically win because you have a certain weapon that I can't fight back against, that's difficult. It's very difficult, but the only thing that's holding me back from saying that I truly don't like it is that could be a shotgun, or that could be a sniper rifle. And that is very, very interesting to me. And so I'm just worried that the specialist abilities are going to be fun for now, but not so much fun couple weeks, couple months from now. So that's how I feel about the game. I can definitely tell that if the connection issue is fixed or resolved in some way, I can definitely see myself playing this game for quite a bit. But if it stays like it was during this first game session, incredibly inconsistent, one game I would go 21-2, the next game I would go negative, I could see myself putting this down like Advanced Warfare. So that's where I'm at. I really, really love the leveling up system. I love the unlock system. I love just what they're doing with the challenges and stuff. I'm very much looking forward to that. Like I said, hopefully if everything is resolved soon, and it might be launch. I'm about to sit down and play my second game session all by myself, so maybe that'll help, maybe it won't, I don't know. But that's my first game session, you know, I'm gonna say a bad taste in my mouth. However, I'm gonna give it another shot, and hopefully it gets better. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I was super excited and I was like super disappointed. But that's anyway, and we've done enough looking at me looking through menus here. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment. What do you think of Black Ops 3 so far? I will talk about this in depth. This was just a short little taste of what I got for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you did enjoy. And until the next absolutely beautiful Call of Duty morning, I'll catch up with you guys later. And as always, have a great day.